G'day viewers, it's Jeff McPhee's Gardening, Melbourne, Australia. Have you ever let your business run you in the lawn and garden care business and you're being overwhelmed instead of the other way around? Today's video, I've got 5 strategies that may help you have a stress-free business and make it successful. I did these 5 strategies and it certainly did help. I see a lot of contractors over the last 4 decades and I'm no exception. What happens is that we don't realise that we can make money, we can make the business grow, and we can do it without the stress. We can have our weekends, we can have our leisure time, our time with our family, and still let that business grow and succeed. I built my business from scratch in Australia 4 decades ago, but I see a lot of contractors, a lot of businesses that have given up because of the stress. The stress is what's got to them in the end. They lack vision, they lack planning, and they lack strategies to actually get them through it. And that was me when I first started. You know, you've all probably been there. We're running around doing as much work as we can, cheap prices to get as much work, and we get all this going, and what happens? We start going downhill. We've got no control, we've got no plan of what we're going to do in the future, and we haven't got any steps to get there. That's the idea. A successful business has a plan, has a vision, and has a pathway to get there, and they'll implement certain steps along the way. And for us to be successful, that's what we have to do. So today's video, I've got 5 strategies, and hopefully you might get something out of them. It's a wrap up of a lot of the videos I've done over the past, and it's a summarisation of some of those. So stay around and we'll see how we go. The thing is, when I started, I mentioned before about having all these running around and not really getting anywhere. I had a mindset change in my early days. And that was, instead of Jeff, the gardener, the lawnmower man, who happens to be running a business, I turned that mindset under advice from a very astute businessman. He told me, run a business and provide a great lawn and garden care service. So instead of working for the business as a gardener, I'm going to actually be a businessman that's going to provide a gardening and lawn care service. That mindset alone set me up for a good long journey. Strategy 1, systemize your operation. Now, this is probably one of the most beneficial things that I've done over my time, is to have a system for everything. If you have a system for everything, it takes the stress out of running a business. In fact, you can actually step away and let somebody else run it on the system that you've set up. And that's so important when you have employees. I had employees initially. I stuffed up because I didn't have systems in place. You know, a guy, I told him to go and fill up the backpack blower of fuel, assuming that he knew what 2-stroke looked like, because I didn't have the drums labelled properly. He put straight petrol, and of course it blew the 2-stroke motor up. That was my fault because I didn't have systems in place. So it's important that we have a system for all aspects of the business. You know, from the time we roll up to the client's place, we should have a system of how we're going to do the job. My system is one touch only for all the tools, except maybe for the blower. So I get the edger out, I do all the edging, and I start from where I've parked the ute, and I work myself around the property and put the edger away. The philosophy I try to use is try not to go over the same spot twice. Don't walk over the same spot twice. See if you can get around and cover every spot without double backing or walking away. So every time you're walking with the edger, you're actually using it in most cases. Same with the whippersnipper. Away you go, right around the property. You might use a blower twice, of course, because you blow all the cuttings back onto the mowing deck, and then we mow. We do the perimeter, and then we do straight line mowing. Beautifully straight lines. Put the mower away, blow, and it's finished. That's the system. Do that for every job you do. And even if you have employees, or if somebody's helping you out, they understand the system, it's so much easier for them as well. But for you, it just takes the stress out of it. And the amount of time, you'd be surprised that you will save. I think I did a video on that a while back. You might want to check that one out as well. The other thing is to systemize your scheduling. You know, we used diaries back in our day and forgot to put someone's name in, and you get a call, you haven't done our lawn. Shit, I forgot to put the name in the diary. Whereas now you've got software programs for scheduling, invoicing, quoting. There's lots of brands out there. I won't mention them because there's too many, but some of them are so good that you can put your customer information in. They've got the location, and the program can work out the best route to take, which customers to put together so that you get the best possible time advantage travelling. Keep the density tight, keep the route tight. The other thing is with quoting, you can consistently provide a standard quote, how you work it out. Invoicing, using a software program, provide the invoice so when you leave the job. So when you get it home at night, you haven't got any bookwork. You've got very little bookwork to do. So I really emphasise systems for your admin type of stuff. Maintenance is so important to have a system for logbooks for your equipment. You can put hour meters on small motors, so every 25 hours or 50 hours, whatever your specifications are, change the oil, change the spark plugs, air filters, etc., air cleaners. Have a system where you have a day, a fortnight, or half a day, or maybe a Saturday morning, or whatever it fits your makeup. But it's important to continually maintain the equipment for consistency and reliability. Another good little system that I use a one touch only on your tools. So you've got a system when you roll up to the client's place that you'll have a method of how you're going to mow and blow their property, for example. You'll only touch your tools once, except maybe for the blower. So you go out and you grab your edger, you do the edges, you start from the start where you've got your ute, van, truck, trail where you've got it parked, and you'll work your way around the property and you'll come back. The philosophy that I try to achieve is don't travel over the same area twice if you can help it. Put the edger away, then we go to the whip. We do the same thing again, go right round the property without going backwards and forwards. Just continual motion right round. And then, of course, you'll use a blower maybe twice because you go and blow everything on the mowing deck area. And then, of course, you go with your mowing, perimeter, straight lines. Put your catcher where you're going to dump your grass clippings in a central place so you're not walking backwards and forwards to the trailer. All these little things, this system saves you time, and time is money. It allows you then to do more jobs. But it's important to have a nice system, because if you do have somebody that helps you out, or an employee, or someone that wants to take over your round, or you want to go on holidays, you've got a system in place. And if they follow that system, it's going to be a lot easier than if they try to do it by, blind. Away we go. Customers have a system. Seasonal changes are going to involve fertilisation, the lawn care, fertilisers, pre-emergence, all these type of aspects. Each season will have a different requirement, same as the gardening, pruning of roses, wintertime, summertime, hedge pruning. All these have got throughout through the year. If you've got a system in place and you're thinking ahead, there's less stress about trying to get everything. If you schedule that throughout the whole year, how good does your year look? How good does your business look? And more importantly, your customers, you've solved their problems. They don't have to worry about asking you, can you please do the roses? You've already gone and done, jump ahead and say, listen, don't forget we've got to do our roses next month, or, we should do some mulching, or, it's about time we apply some fertilisers to the lawns, for example. Systems in operations. I reckon it's a pretty important thing. Strategy 2, pricing for profit, not desperation. I did a video not long ago about pricing for profit. If you have a look here, you'll see it was a really good video. I got a lot of good feedback from it. If you haven't had a look at it, check it out. And that's the way I work out my cost of running my business. It's so important, as we know, to have our pricing right so that we're making a profit, that we're consistent on every quote we do. If the client is a bad one, or if you're too expensive for the client, you're better off moving on to the next client. Consistency on pricing is the key. It's a system that's easy to use. You know your figures, you know your profit margins, and therefore it's not hard to actually cost a job out. Strategy 3, concentrate on retaining the customer rather than acquiring more customers. It's 5 times more expensive to get a new customer than keep the existing one. Quality work, fantastic communication, and problem solving for your existing client will make your business grow so much faster than trying to advertise for new clients. That client that you're providing, that they value your worth and your work, can be a tremendous advantage to your business because they can refer you to good other customers. And it doesn't cost you anything, it's free. So it's important to maintain that quality. Do the very best job you can for that client. Communicate well, solve their problems, keep them informed. It's not that hard to do, to text them, say, I'll be there tomorrow, we're going to do such and such. Now, we mentioned about pruning the roses this time, etc. If you keep them informed and you solve all the problems before they occur, you got them for life. I've got customers up to 40 years. It can be done, trust me. If they're a bad customer, well, move on. Strategy 4, invest in the right equipment. It is essential that you have the very best equipment that you can afford to provide that consistent quality service to your client. Don't get involved, don't get caught up in the hype that these brands produce. Come and join our family. It's the best. You'll never go wrong. I've seen it so many times. Because all these other people are buying this certain brand, I'll go and buy one too. And then 6 months later, they sell it because it didn't suit their business model. So important to research what you require for the job and maybe for the future, but make sure that it suits your needs. Make sure that you're capable of using that particular machine. Make sure that you've got a good supplier that can provide you with parts. It's all very well buying a lovely machine and it's great, but you can't get the parts straight away. You've got no one to service it, for example. So you must consider all those options. And if you can, demo it. Make sure that it is the right machine for you. Get a demonstration on the jobs that you have at hand, because sometimes you buy something and you realise it's too big, it's not big enough, it just doesn't do the job. So it does require a huge investment of time, money of course, but it's so important to understand the equipment is going to be, a strategy that'll get you through. Strategy 5, build substantial growth. What that means is build it at your own pace. Don't let it get too far in front of you. Keep control of what you've got. Allow some wiggle room so that you can do every customer. When you're starting out, you can't mow 10 lawns a day like someone that's been doing it for a long time. You might only be able to do 3 or 4. So acquire the customers to your capabilities. And as you get more experienced, as you get more fitter, you can then do more customers. But don't get caught up by having a lot of customers and not being able to meet their requirements, because as soon as you start letting a few customers down, you'll lose them and you'll have to start all over again. So build at your own pace. Sometimes it might, as I said before, it's going to take a bit of time. You might not make as much money straight away, but in the end you will. These 5 strategies have really helped me. What it's done, it's alleviated the stress, because stress is one of the factors that makes businesses not succeed. And if you think about your pricing, getting the right equipment, retaining those customers and looking after them, putting systems in place, and the sustainability of your business, grow at the pace that you can handle. This is where a lot of people I've seen over the years that have failed because they've grown too quick. We've all got to grow, and it's good to grow, and it's good to employ, all those things that we want to do. If you just want to be a solo operator and just mows along, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. But I think generally most people that go into business want to make a success for it, because when they look back, they're going to say, I did that. I created this business. And it's so important to understand some of the strategies that I've put up for you to think about, because I think the days of just going out there and mowing and gardening and you happen to run a business have gone. Today you just can't do that anymore, I don't believe. You really got to be a business. Don't trade your time. Don't trade your time for things that don't matter. Use it wisely. Viewers, thanks for watching, and please share. And just one other thing, we had an expo of all the equipment. I encourage anybody to go to Expo to see all the equipment and all the bits and pieces. But the main reason I went to the recent one was to meet a lot of my subscribers. I was so overwhelmed. I did not realise the impact that I had on some of the people's business, and I am so grateful that I've met everyone that I come across. And it is such a great industry to have fantastic people that are prepared to listen, prepared to learn, and what I got back out of that was really meant so much to me. So everybody that made contact with me, and I know a lot of people that miss me, and I miss them too. I'm sorry about that. It's the way it goes. But the ones that I met, I'm just so overwhelmed and thankful. The appreciation, it was really touching, really seriously. And I do this because I want to give back to the industry. And by the way, I'm still learning a lot too. I'm still learning from other YouTubers, from other people, even some of my subscribers. I still learn from you guys too, because we don't know everything, and it's good to challenge and to try other things. So again, really thank you. All right, we'll see you on the next video, and thanks for watching. Please share. I need more subscribers and share, and we've got to keep moving this channel forward, and I want to keep it going for forever. See ya. Bye.